Are you worried that because of your origin, name or skin color you might be discriminated against when applying for a job in Germany? Well, don't be. Include a German employment reference letter in your application and you'll be fine. Now, if you have a little bit of time, I'll explain. One of my students has recently brought to my attention that many internationals are afraid of being discriminated against when applying for a position here in Germany. That's why they don't like putting a picture of themselves in their application. This strategy can work, but only if you're born in Germany, did most of your education here and have a German sounding name. Else the rest of your CV will definitely tell the recruiter that you're not a native. And Germans usually don't use anonymous applications. So if you were to submit a highly anonymized CV, you're still basically telling them that you're a foreigner. Now, discrimination in the application process definitely does happen. One study confirms a 19% discrimination rate for applicants of Turkish origin in Germany, with smaller companies having an even higher quote. And apparently, many recruiters actually refuse female applicants wearing burqas in their profile picture. This trend is further confirmed by another study that specifies that especially applicants with perceived Islamic or African backgrounds are discriminated against. One explanation for this is that recruiters prefer applicants they perceive as being similar to themselves, while perceiving Islamic and African applicants as culturally very different from themselves, and therefore they assume that these applicants don't share stereotypical German values. As a side note, this is not a purely German characteristic. Discrimination of immigrants or individuals with migration background has been proven for all OECD countries. So, what can you do? Well, you need to get some work experience in Germany. An internship, a student or a full-time job. You give it your best, try to impress your employer with your diligence and communication skills, and then, at the end, you ask for an employment reference letter or Arbeitszeugnis. This should confirm that you worked hard and that your way of working has been pleasant for your coworkers. Why is that so important? Well, because the earlier study has also shown that when a Arbeitszeugnis had been attached. Arbeitszeugnis. If one of those had been attached to the application, the discrimination rate went down to basically zero. This actually makes sense when you follow the earlier reasoning regarding German values. The reference letter is proof that another German employer sees your work as up to German standards. This way, the reader sees that you know what a German employer expects from you and that you can fit in with the rest of your colleagues. Or, in other words, that you understand German values. Now, there is still an argument for not using a picture in your application. Supporters of anonymous applications claim that pictures are what most often gets an otherwise perfectly fine application sorted out. Mostly because a first impression often decides if the recruiter likes you or not. I agree with the last point, but I have talked with a bunch of colleagues, all of them working to help students to prepare for their career entry, and we all agree that one should put a picture in their application. If you make it a high quality picture, wearing good clothes, not this, wearing good clothes and sporting a wide smile, you'll have a better chance than if there's no picture and only a, to Germans, foreign sounding name. Anyway, best of luck and go practice your German.